every disease that I saw in my office over a period of, say, 10 years had a dominant parasite involved. Remember, I was testing everybody for a set of parasites, about 70. I list all the parasites in the book, which ones I was testing for. And to my surprise, if you had diabetes, it would be urethema, the pancreatic fluke. Pancreatic fluke. Diabetes is a disease of the pancreas. That I came up with already in the first books was the hull of the black walnut tree, but the hull has to be green. There's something in the green hull that kills everything I ever tested for, which doesn't mean everything, but let's say close to 100 parasite varieties.
So you're telling me that in all of our pharmacology, all millions of dollars spent with research in cancer, the native Indians who were using this hundreds of years ago already had the solution to cancer?
Those who were, yes. But
yes, in 1998, when I was running for office for state representative, not only was I probably extraordinarily fatigued, I had a sore throat, continuous sore throat, started going to the doctor looking for some assistance and didn't get any, but realized there was something wrong. Eventually, that led to having my lymph nodes swelling, and I went to a doctor, throat doctor, sometime in February, and he felt I might have lymphoma. At that point, I decided to go to one of the Boston hospitals. I felt if I was going to go and have an operation or have any kind of problem, I should go to the best. So I went up to Mass Eye and Ear, and at that time, after having a biopsy of the tongue, it was found to have a tumor in the back of the tongue. The operation they were proposing for me was pretty invasive. Yeah, I had second, third, and fourth, and fifth opinions. I went on to another hospital in Dana-Farber and spoke to the leading directors of all the departments at Dana-Farber, which is a leading cancer hospital in Boston, probably one of the most famous in the world. And they, too, substantiated that I would need this very invasive operation, which would mean cutting part of my tongue. So it wasn't a very happy kind of situation that I was looking forward to. Then approximately 3.5 weeks, I went in for a test. I had to go for a preoperative test because I was still proceeding as if I would have the traditional operation. And we went through the test, the CAT scan, all the other operations. The day after the test, the doctor called me up and said the operation was not going to be necessary. And I said, why? And he said the tumor was gone. And I asked him what it was, and he said it was a miracle.
And who was this that said it was a miracle?
This was now a Dr. William Montgomery, who was the Mass Eye and Ear, and who's world-renowned doctor, who I had started working with, who seemed to be the most empathetic and understanding, and also the most accomplished in throat cancer.
So what was his advice?
His advice was keep doing whatever you've done and keep the treatment going. I hope to actually encourage alternative medicine in the state of Massachusetts. I've also worked very hard to get other women and legislators to support this and sponsor it. And I think we're going to make great strides, because what we need to do is give people an alternative choice prior to surgery, prior to radiation or chemotherapy, because I've seen people have all of those and yet have tumors come back.
So now the ozone is going into the olive oil, and it creates a very, very toxic formula for microorganisms, but it's not harmful to human health. So when we mix this together in combination with the grapefruit juice, this will force all of the bile salts and all of the chemical that's accumulated in the liver completely out in the morning. We suggest that you ozonate for approximately 10 minutes. That'll be enough to saturate it. As another option in helping to kill the microorganisms, Dr. Clark has created a product she calls the Synchro Zap, or a zapper, and it works by sending electrical frequency into the body. And it's only run off of a 9-volt battery, which you can see in the back here. And it's harmless to the body. And all you do is I'll have Jane hold this one. You just wet it down, put it on the little electrode here. So you just place it over the pulse point and snap it on, and it's that simple. And the little electrode snaps on and off on this snap. And then we do the other one the exact same way. Get it a little bit wet, so you've got conductivity. You don't even actually feel this when it's going on the body. Place it over the pulse point. Just turn it on by pushing the button, and it works in a cycle of 7 minutes, and then it takes a 20-minute rest. Then it repeats for 7 minutes, and it takes another 20-minute rest. Then it repeats for 7 more minutes. For the first 7 minutes, it'll kill the parasite, and if anything should be living in the parasite, like a bacteria, then the next 7 minutes will kill the bacteria, and if a virus should be living inside the bacteria, the following 7 minutes should clean all of that up as well. And that's the principle behind this device. Like I said, this is optional, but we do find that it does help with the effectiveness of the flush, and that is the liver.